welcome to story time and happy holidays from your library. It's almost Christmas and Hanukkah has started and Kwanzaa's coming up too. And our books this week are about Santa. So our first one is Here Comes Santa Cat by Deborah Underwood. There's Santa Cat. Hey, Santa! Have you seen Cat? Cat! I didn't even recognize you. Why are you dressed like Santa? So you can give yourself a present? Oh, Cat, Santa will bring you a present, won't he? No. Why not? I see your problem. Do you see the chart? He hasn't been very nice.
Oh.
Yeah, he is more naughty on his circle than he does nice. Uh-oh. But are you sure you want to be Santa? Santa has to climb down chimneys. Can you do that? Well, maybe you'll get the hang of it. But Cat, Santa has magic reindeer. How will you fly? A jetpack? Do you even know how to use a whoosh? Oh boy, look at Cat using a jetpack. Ouch! Cat, this is silly. Besides, Santa doesn't give gifts to himself, he gives them to other people. Well, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Instead of being Santa, why don't you try to be nice? You're worried it's too late? It's never too late. What's a nice thing you could do? Go Christmas caroling. Great! Yow, yow, yow. Cat? Maybe something else. You're going to give presents to children? That's wonderful! What happened? The children didn't want their presents? What were you giving them? Any other ideas? Maybe ones that don't involve fish? Yes, it would be very nice if you helped decorate the tree in the town square. Good going, Cat. Have fun. Crash! Uh-oh. Wow. Oh, Cat, I'm sure Santa is glad you tried. I am too. In fact, I have a present for you myself. 2 cans of your favorite fancy cat food. Well, my goodness, who's this? Meow. I wonder what that poor kitten wants. Cat? Any ideas? What do you think?
The cat wants food.
Look what Cat is doing. He's sharing. Oh, little kitten likes that. Cat, do you realize what just happened? You did something nice. Hey, do you hear that? Jingle, 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 jingle. Look, it's Santa, and he does have a present for you. Wow, an official Santa's helper suit. Cat, where are you going? You have a present for Santa? Nice, Cat. Very nice.
What does it say, Mom?
It's a sign and it says, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Our next story is Who Will Guide My Sleigh Tonight by Jerry Pelota.
I know this one.
Yes, this is a family favorite at our house. The job was too big for me. I needed help. I had the sleigh, but one helper just wouldn't do. I was looking for a team.
Reindeer.
I tried tigers. They played too rough. They almost ate me.
Santa.
I tried mice. They couldn't even lift the straps. The penguins flapped and flapped. Whoops, they flipped and flopped. The dolphins were really smart, but splash, they took me for a swim. I love the giraffes. Oh no, they got stuck. I gave skunks a try. It was a smelly idea.
Skunks stink.
Yes, they do. Hop, kangaroos, hop, hop, hop. The hop presents hop went hop everywhere. The turtles were too slow. The cheetahs were too fast. Snakes? Snakes? I don't like snakes.
I don't like snakes either.
I tried rhinoceroses. Bam! Crash! They smashed through a house. Don't even think about it, said Mrs. Claus. Bunnies are for Easter. I tried monkeys. Stop it! Don't look at my underwear. Then I had a bright idea. Reindeer. That's it. They can do it all. What a nice smooth ride. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Next year, maybe I will try butterflies.
They'll just fly all over the place.
You think?
Yeah.
I have a question. So this is a globe, and a globe is like a ball with a map on it. And it shows the Earth. You're right. Now Santa lives at the North Pole. Do you know where that is? Can you show me?
Over here?
Right at the top of the world. You're right. So, yep, right up here at the top of the world. And we live in Minnesota, right around in here.
What? So it's so close to the North Pole.
Well, it's still pretty far from Minnesota to the North Pole.
Wait, but...
It looks close on the map, but it's actually a very long ways. Yep.
And you'll get very cold there.
Yes, it is very cold there all the time.
Yes.
The next book is called Where's Prancer by Sid Hoff. It was early in the morning when Santa Claus returned to the North Pole after a big trip all over the world. I'm tired. I guess you are too, he said to the reindeer. So suppose you get to the stable and I'll see you all later. Santa went into the house and had a nice hot cup of tea. Then he put 8 fresh carrots in a basket and took them out to the stable. Here, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen, he said. Here, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. Here's a nice carrot for each of you. There was 1 carrot left over. 1 reindeer is missing, said Santa. Who is it?
Not red-nosed reindeer.
Not this time. It isn't I, said Dasher. It isn't I, said Dancer. It isn't I, said Vixen. It isn't us either, said Comet, Cupid, and Donner, and Blitzen. It's Prancer, said Santa. Where can he be? He was with us in Australia, said Dasher. He was with us in Sweden, said Dancer. He was with us in the Philippine Islands, said Vixen. He was also with us in Sioux City, Iowa, said Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. Keep thinking, boys, said Santa. If we don't get Prancer back, there may never be another Christmas. Everybody knows I have to have 8 reindeer. The telephone rang. Maybe it's Prancer, cried Santa. It was only the wrong number. There was a knock on the door. Maybe it's Prancer, cried Santa. It was only a walrus knocking the ice off his flippers. We remember, said the reindeer. It was Philadelphia. That was the last place we saw him. Quick, to the sleigh, shouted Santa. There isn't a second to lose. In the twinkling of an eye, they were in the city of brotherly love. Spread out now and look, said Santa. Dasher went up Market Street, but all he saw was a cat. Dancer went up Broad Street, but all he saw was a dog. Vixen went into Fairmount Park, but all he saw was a squirrel. Comet and Cupid met at Independence Hall. A fine structure, said Comet. Yes, said Cupid, but where's Prancer? Here he is, shouted Donner. That's only your reflection, said Blitzen. A police car drove up. A reindeer was just reported on Chestnut Street. Did you lose one? Asked the policeman. Yes, said Santa. Thank you. We'll go get him. Sure enough, there was Prancer. Where have you been? Said Santa. We were worried about you. I just wanted to see how people look on Christmas Day, said Prancer. We always get here the night before. Let's all see, said Santa. They saw many happy faces and were glad that they had helped make them that way. Then Santa said, now we must go home. Prancer sat with Santa and enjoyed the ride. Once more Santa made himself a nice hot cup of tea, and once more he took 8 fresh carrots out to the stable. This time there were none left.
The end.
Merry Christmas. And did you know that animals have their own Santa?
What?
Yes, this is a book called The Animal Santa by Jan Brett. It's your first Christmas Eve, little Snow. The Animal Santa comes tonight, Big Snowshoe told his little brother. Who is the animal Santa?" Little Snow asked. "We don't know who he is," Big Snowshoe said. "Do you ever see him?" Little Snow asked. "No," the forest animals chimed in, "but we find presents from him on Christmas." "Last year I found a heart-shaped wishing stone on my pillow when I woke up," Big Snowshoe told him. "I was asleep when I heard ding dong, ding dong. I opened my eyes and this little bell was right there next to me," said Porcupine. The Raven twins cawed. "A puzzle toy was hanging from our tree branch on Christmas morning." "We woke up and found a tasty stack of plum acorns," the squirrel cousins chattered. "Someone left a brush to fluff my beautiful tail," the Arctic fox said proudly. Little Snow hadn't said a word. "Wouldn't someone have seen his tracks in the snow?" he asked. "I think you are fooling me." "No, we aren't," Big Snowshoe said. He wasn't sure who the animal Santa might be, but he believed he would come on Christmas. "We think he's a badger," the squirrels chattered. "His thick fur coat keeps him warm in the far north." "No," the Raven twins cawed. "There's always snow at Christmas, and if there's a blizzard, it would take a polar bear to find his way." "I'm sure it's a moose," the Porcupine told them. "He can plow his way through deep snowy drifts." "He could be a wolf," the Arctic fox said, smiling. "There's no animal Santa," Little Snow shouted, "and anyone who thinks so is silly." "I believe there is," Big Snowshoe told him. He wished that he had seen the animal Santa so he could really be sure. Did you notice the little cutout pictures on the sides? Look at those carefully. The author is also the illustrator in this book, and she leaves clues in the side cutouts. "No, no, no," Little Snow thumped his thumper foot so hard it shattered the ice on the stream. Broken bits slid across in a starbush, making jingly-jangly noises. "What a beautiful sound," Big Snowshoe thought as he helped his little brother up the bank. "It's starting to feel like Christmas. Let's go home and get warm." The rabbit family snuggled down for the night. "Maybe tonight we will see the animal Santa," Big Snowshoe whispered. "Snore," Little Snow mumbled at himself and fell asleep. Big Snowshoe was wide awake. Suddenly he had an idea. He crept out of bed and went down to the stream. Big Snowshoe picked up some of the lacy pieces of broken ice and carried them home to make ice chimes. He pulled up strands of hedge grass. He tied them to delicate pieces of ice and hung them from branches. There was no wind, so the icy pieces stayed still. It was midnight when a silvery note rang through the forest, and another and another. It was Big Snowshoe's chimes. The rabbit family and other animals woke up, and they jumped out of bed. "Is it the animal Santa?" they wondered. The animals did not see anyone or any tracks in the snow. Then, as if falling from the moon, a bundle of sweet clover landed at their feet. The animals looked up as one gift after another fell from the sky. Were they from the animal Santa? A white shape flew silently above them. Little Snow shrugged. "It's only a bird," he said. As if he heard, the snowy owl turned back and called out, "Merry Christmas, little friends! Everyone, look!" The Little Snow pointed to the sky. "It's the animal Santa!" Little Snow waved at the snowy owl and whispered into the night, "Animal Santa, now I know that you really, truly, truly true."
The end.
The end. All right.
Two more books left.
Two more left, that's right. This one is called Little Santa by John Agee. Little Santa. In the North Pole, in a little cabin, lived Mr. and Mrs. Claus and their 7 children, Larry, Mary, Willie, Millie, Joey, Zoe, and Santa. Life was tough in the North Pole. Every day there was more wood to be chopped, more snow to be shoveled, another fish to be caught, a quilt to be mended, a fire to be stoked, and the Clauses were miserable. Except for Santa. He loved the North Pole. He liked making snow angels and snowmen, decorating pine trees, and baking gingerbread cookies in the shapes of people. Most of all, he liked sliding down the chimney. So when the Clauses decided to move to Florida, Santa was very sad. "Won't you miss all the pine trees and the icicles and the miles and miles of snow?" "No, Santa," they said, "we won't." That night, as everyone packed, there was a terrible blizzard. The next morning, the house was buried under a snowdrift. The Clauses were trapped. "What are we going to do?" said Mrs. Claus. "I know," said Santa. "I can shimmy up the chimney." So Mr. and Mrs. Claus gave Santa some food and some snowshoes and sent him to go get help. After a long walk, he came to a little branch. "Ho, ho, ho," said Santa. "You must be the top of a tall tree." "No," said a voice. "I'm a very cold reindeer." Santa dug the reindeer out of the snow. "Gosh," said the reindeer, "what are you doing out here?" Santa told the reindeer about his family. "Hop on my back," said the reindeer. "We'll look for help." "Gee whiz," said Santa, "you're a pretty special reindeer." On a tall bluff, they saw a house. A light was on inside. "Stop here," said Santa. The reindeer landed, and Santa slid down the chimney. The house was full of elves. "Holy snowflakes," said the oldest one. "Who are you?" Santa introduced himself and told the elves about his family. "We can help," said the elf. "We'll make shovels so we can dig them out of the snow." In no time at all, the shovels were made. "Now, Santa," said the elf, "how will we get to your house?" "I've got a flying reindeer," said Santa. "Wow," said the elf. "And you have a sleigh, too?" "What's a sleigh?" said Santa. "Well, well," said the elf, "I guess we'll build you one." The next morning it was finished. Santa hooked up the reindeer and everybody climbed aboard. "Ready?" said the reindeer. "Ready," said Santa. Off they went to look for Santa's house. Far away, the Clauses were waiting for Santa to return. It was almost midnight when the dog heard a familiar noise coming from the chimney. Could it be? "Ho, ho, ho," said Santa, "I'm home." The Clauses were overjoyed, but there was more noise coming from just outside. Santa opened the door. "Look, everybody," said Santa, "these are my new friends." "Welcome," said Santa's family. Well, it was a good year in the North Pole. The Clauses and the elves spent lots of time together, and life wasn't as tough as it was before. But when winter came, Santa's family decided to move to Florida after all. Santa, he stayed behind. And you know the rest of the story.
The end.
And our last story for today is The Night Before Christmas. It's a very old classic Christmas poem by Clement C. Moore, and this version has been illustrated by Mary Inglebright. "'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breasts of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed, like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, and turned with a jerk, and laying his finger alongside his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
The end.
The end. And that wraps up our story time for this week. Make sure you check out our Facebook and our website and Twitter accounts to see what's happening and pick up your Take-A-Make kits at your local library. Bye.